Sally Morgan is known as the psychic to the stars, but she doesn't just perform readings for celebrities. Sally also shares her amazing gift with the public.
Terry.
It's my dad.
He's here, darling, and he says Lola.
God.
Who's Lola?
It's my granddaughter.
This is the incredible story of the psychic life of Sally Morgan. Despite her busy schedule, Sally still does around 200 private readings a year. TV presenter Amanda Lamb had her first reading with Sally 2 years ago, which made a big impression on her.
The thing that got me the very first time I saw her was my grandparents. The fact that she got my nan's name, which was really strange because she came in and said, Pearl's here, and my nan, everyone used to call her Peggy. The fact that she got her name, and the fact that she got her proper name, not the one that everyone called her, I found bizarre.
Yes, oh my goodness me, darling, so lovely to see you.
Once the reading starts, Sally immediately picks up on spirits in the room.
There's a man here.
Okay.
With you, that's the first thing.
Right.
And I think it's your granddad. Is that the name Reg?
Yeah, that's my granddad.
Is that your granddad?
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda!
And then when she said, oh, your granddad's standing behind you, it's lovely.
And it's not just Amanda's grandfather who comes along today.
I really feel I've got your grandmother just walked in here.
So when she sort of goes off like that and starts sort of looking into the distance, and you think, what's she doing? Who's she talking to?
Amanda's family aren't the only ones who are coming through. Sally feels there's a spirit in the room, possibly related to Amanda's boyfriend, Sean.
There's a young man, you know, in spirit connected to Sean. I'll be honest with you, I felt that he had a problem with his right arm, but it might be his mum.
She was saying about a young man that was to do with my boyfriend's side of the family that had died in a car accident, that only had one arm.
At first, Sally's vision doesn't make sense. Then Amanda recollects a story Sean once told her.
And then it hit me. Every time we go up to Manchester and we drive down the same strip of road, Sean always says, this is the road that my cousin Michael died on. And Michael had an arm that wasn't fully formed.
That's who I've got.
The cousin. I don't know what the cousin...
I thought I was looking at a car crash. That's what I've got here.
Amanda decides to call Sean to find out if Sally's vision is correct.
Did he only have one arm? It's a young man, it's Michael, the guy's name, and he had one arm and a stump.
It was a car accident. I've got that man here.
We've got him here. A lot of the time when she says things, it's like, no, I've never heard of that person, or I've never heard of that person, but she nails it.
But it's almost as if he's found his role.
Right, good. But they're all right.
Yeah, they're all fine.
Sally Morgan discovered her amazing psychic abilities at an incredibly early age while she was growing up in South London in the 1950s.
Fulham in the 50s, very different to Fulham today. You know, without wishing to state the obvious. Fulham in the 50s was a village.
But despite her typical British upbringing, Sally can also claim a far more exotic heritage.
My grandfather's grandmother was from Madras. She'd married a British soldier when she was 14, and he'd brought her back to England, and he had died. And there was this little black girl, really, in the late 1800s, stranded in London. And it was when she was in her late 20s that she met Mr. Besley, George Besley, who became my great-great-grandfather.
Sally's parents settled in Waldemar Avenue, where her psychic abilities first began to emerge.
We were playing in the hall, and I walked along the hallway, and as I came to the bottom of the stairs, sort of walked back, there was just this lady's head with her eyes wide open, looking up. I mentioned it to my mother, and she went white, and she said to me, "That was Miss Spooner."
Sally's mother began telling the story of how Miss Spooner, another tenant in the house, fell to her death on the stairs before Sally was even born.
She'd fallen from the top of the stairs and broken her neck and landed upside down on the stairs. She'd never ever told anyone because it had terrified her.
But at such an early age, Sally didn't really question what she saw.
It was just there. It was almost as if it was an everyday thing. But when we were kids, you just accept it, don't you, when you're children?
Today, Sally returns to her childhood home in Waldemar Avenue. It's the first time she's been back in over 20 years. This house is where Sally's psychic experiences began. Will she still be able to feel anything all these years later?
Oh, it's changed, but it hasn't. My heart is racing. This was incredibly active with spirit. I'm whispering because it was amazing. It takes my breath away.
The staircase leading down to the basement is especially significant to Sally.
I can't remember. Sorry. It was on the staircase, you see, that so much used to happen to me. I would get the light switch turned on for me in the hall, and I would go to put my little hand up. There were the old brass light switches with the little toggles, and I would put my hand up to put the light on and it would just go on. It would come down. But there is still in this house presence. They know I'm here. I felt it upstairs. It's almost as if they jumped on me. But I think that I now know at 58 that what I do now is because of this house. I know that now. This is a very, very big moment for me. It's today that I realise it's because of Waldemar that I do what I do. I can confirm that.